Let's get into the best or the recommended attack flows. So there are four. These four have been tested thoroughly through and through. And the most effective is the red flow. The most efficient but least effective is the blue. And the black and the white flow are neutral, our preferences. Now, in all of our testing, we did notice that sending that first round certified tend to yield better results than not sending that first round certified. We also noticed that sending the first round in color and single sided did better as well. So let's explain this legend really quickly, just using the red flow. So attack number, this is your disputing round. So if, for example, attack number 1 is your round 1, attack number 6 is round 6. So you see we have it lined up 1 through 12, gives you a full 12 rounds of challenging. Attack name, that's the name of the attack that you will send. All right, so you already know pinwheel, round kick, nerve. You already know those things. Variation is the attack variation you will send. You're going to be sending either between regular, premium, supreme, and supreme boosted. Your mail type, this is the mail type you should send. The recommend mail type. There are only 2 types of mail. First class or certified, right? So you're going to be sending first class or certified mail. RTS means you should make the recipient the sender, and that's associated with mailing, as you remember from the mailing tutorial. So basically, if you're sending something to Equifax, you're going to make it seem like Equifax is sending to Equifax. You won't have the client's name there. Letter color is either a yes or no. Either you're sending a colored letter or you're sending black and white. Letter sides, S means single-sided and D means double-sided. And attack frequency, this is the days between attacks. So attack 1 is on day 1, attack 2 should be on day 36, attack 3 should be on 71. So we tested various frequencies from 10 days, 14 days, 20 days, 25 days, and a 35-day attack sequence seems to be the best as well. Notice that the most effective is also probably going to be more expensive in mail calls, right? If you're sending pinwheels and round kicks and paralyzing touch points, you are sending more letters by nature, because the pinwheel doesn't just include everything on one letter. It might include, it's only going to include 7 negatives and 10 inquiries, right? If you look at that compared to the blue, which is most efficient, nerve attack is going to include everything on one letter, right? So pinwheel is third here, but as you see, we're going round kicks with the most effective. So it's going to cost you a little bit more in postage, but you should get way better results by using this red flow. Not saying that the blue flow, the white flow, and the black flow are bad, but if you're talking about the best, then it's definitely the red flow. Black and white are neutral, so you're going to have a mix of effective and efficient, right? So we're sending pinwheels, punch of furies, round kicks, and nerves. And it's the same thing kind of with this one here, right? It's just your variation is slightly different. Now, what we will say is if you pick a flow, stick with it, right? At least stick with the flow through and through. You don't have to mix and match. You can create your own flow. But if you want to go with our recommended flow based off of our analysis, then we would suggest that you go with these. Let's look at some of our attack flow notes as well. So you're going to have some exceptions. So number 1 is if the client's personal information is incorrect on the credit report, even though all letters come with a personal information section, we do recommend that you send one of the static rounds 5 days before your next attack. Cleaning up that personal information is vital. If your client has a BK or child support or anything like that, you should send the static to the secondary bureaus of LCI, Innovis, LexisNexis, ARS. And if we have more in the future, we're going to add them too. With only the BK and the child support selected in the filter, and make sure you send that first class black and white double-sided. If 35 days have passed since their last attack and your client didn't receive a response from the credit bureaus, you want to send a static failed to respond letter to the credit bureaus 5 days before initiating your next attack round. So even though we have this frequency of 1 in 36, if they didn't respond to the first one, you want to send that failure to respond and then send your second round, whether you're doing a black flow, red flow, white flow, or blue flow. For items from the credit bureau's claim that's verified, you want to send a static method of verification letter in response and continue your attack sequence 5 days later. So you send that letter first class, black and white, double-sided, right? You don't have to send your method of verifications or anything like that in color. You want to save that. Now, to prevent debt collectors from harassing your client and to set the debt collector up for a lawsuit and to aid in the removal of debt collections, you can send a static cease and desist and refusal to pay or a debt validation letter to all the debt collectors. You want to send this certified mail, black and white, double-sided. And we recommend that you proactively send one of these letters to all debt collectors listed on the credit report. Now, debt validation is asking for more details about the debt while communicating only via the mail, and cease and desist and refusal to pay is best for stopping all forms of communication and setting the debt collector up for a possible lawsuit for FDCPA violations. Keep in mind, if you send a cease and desist and refusal to pay, you are basically telling them, hey, stop communicating with me. I'm not paying you. Number 6, do not challenge any inquiries associated with an open account on the credit report. You risk the creditor prematurely closing that account. This is also another reason why we do not select the inquiries for you. You have to select the inquiries in which you want to challenge inside of your filter and make sure you hit save filter. And of course, number 7, if when mailing, if the page count is under 7, always send single-sided. So here are the flows again. Once again, red is the most effective, but based off of your view of everything, it is going to cost you a little bit more in postage, ink and toner as well. Blue is the most efficient. And black and white are neutral flows. So if I had to order these from most effective to least effective, it will be ordered in this manner. So if we go red, black, white, blue, not saying that blue is bad, it just doesn't get as effective results as red. Are you going to get results with blue? Absolutely, especially if you follow this to a T and you follow the attack flow notes, you will get results. But in our experience, red has a higher percentage of getting results than blue.